For years, walking has been treated as the gold standard of exercise for people over 60 in America. Doctors recommend it, communities design walking trails for it, and many seniors proudly count their daily steps as proof they're staying healthy. Walking is certainly better than doing nothing, but here's the uncomfortable truth many older adults are beginning to realize. Walking alone is no longer enough to protect your strength, balance, and independence as you age. In fact, relying on walking as your main form of exercise may quietly be holding you back. As the body gets older, it doesn't decline evenly. Muscle strength, balance, reaction time, and bone strength tend to fade faster than basic endurance. Walking mainly trains endurance. It keeps the heart moving and burns some calories, but it does very little to challenge the muscles that help you catch yourself when you trip, rise from a chair, climb stairs, or carry groceries. That's why so many Americans over 60 say, "I walk every day, but I still feel weaker than I used to." They're not imagining it. Walking doesn't send a strong enough signal to the body to hold on to muscle and power. Another issue is time versus results. Many seniors walk 45 minutes to an hour most days, often at a comfortable pace. While this feels productive, it doesn't significantly improve balance or strength once the body adapts. Over time, walking becomes something your body can do on autopilot. There's no challenge, no reason for muscles or bones to get stronger. This is why people can walk daily, yet still struggle to get up from low chairs or feel unsteady on uneven ground. Falls are where this gap becomes dangerous. In American households, falls are one of the leading reasons older adults lose independence. Walking does not train the quick reactions needed to prevent a fall. It doesn't strengthen the muscles that fire when you stumble, nor does it sharpen the brain-body connection required to regain balance in a split second. That's why people who walk regularly can still fall in the kitchen, bathroom, or driveway. What's surprising to many seniors is that replacing long walking routines with short, targeted movements can deliver far better results. Exercises that focus on strength, balance, and controlled movement force the body to stay capable. They train the muscles and nervous system together, which is exactly what aging bodies need. And the time commitment is often much smaller. Instead of an hour-long walk, 20 to 25 minutes of focused movement a few times a week can make daily life feel easier. This doesn't mean walking is bad or should be eliminated. Walking is still valuable for circulation, mood, and enjoying the outdoors, but it should no longer be the foundation of fitness after 60. Think of walking as a supplement, not the main plan. Strength and balance are what keep you independent, confident, and safe in your own home. For many Americans, this shift is a relief. You don't need fancy equipment, gyms, or exhausting workouts. You need movements that challenge your body just enough to remind it to stay strong. When you stop relying on walking alone and start focusing on what truly supports aging well, you're not just exercising, you're protecting your future freedom. For many Americans over 60, the biggest challenge isn't motivation. It's knowing what actually works. Gyms can feel intimidating. Long walks don't seem to change much anymore, and complicated routines are easy to abandon. That's why the 3 foundation exercises in this approach, wall push-ups with a hold, seated leg lifts with resistance, and standing heel raises with a balance challenge, fit so naturally into everyday life. They don't require machines, special clothing, or athletic backgrounds. They meet older adults where they are and build strength that shows up in real, daily moments. Let's start with wall push-ups with a hold. This exercise may look simple, but its impact goes far beyond appearances. After 60, upper body strength often fades quietly, making everyday tasks harder without people realizing why. Carrying grocery bags, pushing open a heavy door, lifting a grandchild, or even catching yourself during a stumble all rely on the chest, shoulders, arms, and core working together. Wall push-ups train these exact muscles in a safe, controlled way. By leaning toward the wall and holding that position for a few seconds before pushing back, you force your muscles to stay engaged longer. This slow control matters more than speed. It builds strength that's steady and reliable, not shaky. Many seniors notice within weeks that tasks like opening jars or steadying themselves feel easier. Next are seated leg lifts with resistance, which directly target one of the most important abilities for aging well: moving your legs confidently. Walking speed, climbing stairs, and standing up from chairs all depend on strong thighs and hips. Sitting in a sturdy chair and lifting one leg at a time may not look impressive, but it challenges muscles that walking barely touches. Doing one leg at a time is especially important because it corrects imbalances. Most people favor one side without realizing it, and over time that imbalance can lead to knee pain, hip discomfort, or instability. Adding light ankle weights, starting with just 1 or 2 pounds, gives the muscles a reason to stay strong. Many older adults are surprised by how quickly their legs feel more responsive and reliable, especially on stairs. The third foundation exercise, standing heel raises with a balance challenge, may be the most overlooked of all. Calf strength plays a huge role in stability, circulation, and fall prevention. These muscles help push blood back up the legs and act as the first line of defense when you lose balance. Standing behind a chair and slowly rising onto your toes strengthens these muscles while also training your balance. The key is not rushing. Holding at the top for a few seconds and lowering slowly teaches your body control. Looking straight ahead instead of down challenges your balance system even more, helping your brain and muscles work together. Over time, this improves confidence when walking on uneven ground, stepping off curbs, or moving around the house at night. What makes these 3 exercises so powerful is how closely they match real life. They don't train muscles in isolation. They train movement. They help your body respond better when something unexpected happens, like tripping over a rug or turning quickly. And they don't demand long workouts. 10 to 15 minutes at a time, a few days a week, is enough to see meaningful change. For Americans over 60 who want to stay independent, these exercises offer something walking alone cannot: strength with purpose. They build the kind of capability that keeps you confident in your own home, steady on your feet, and ready for whatever the day brings. For many Americans over 60, independence doesn't disappear all at once. It fades in small, quiet moments. One day you notice it's harder to stand up from the couch. Another day, you use the armrests without thinking. Eventually, getting out of a chair feels like real work. This is why the modified squat to chair is so powerful. It directly protects one of the most important abilities you have as you age: the ability to sit down and stand up safely, confidently, and without help. The sit-to-stand movement is something most people never think about until it becomes difficult. Yet, it's one of the most repeated actions in daily life. You do it when you get out of bed, rise from the dinner table, use the bathroom, get in and out of a car, or stand up from a chair to answer the door. When this movement weakens, everything shrinks. People avoid outings because they worry about low chairs. They hesitate to visit friends. Some stop going to restaurants or events altogether. Loss of strength here doesn't just affect the body, it affects freedom. What makes the modified squat to chair different from regular squats is safety and control. Instead of lowering into a deep squat that may stress the knees or feel unstable, you use a sturdy chair as a guide. This removes fear and allows you to focus on moving well. Standing in front of a chair with your feet about hip-width apart, you slowly lower yourself by pushing your hips back, lightly touching the chair, then standing back up. That gentle touch acts like a checkpoint. It ensures you're moving through the full range without collapsing or relying on momentum. This movement trains several critical muscle groups at the same time. Your thighs help control the lowering phase. Your hips and glutes drive you back up. Your core stabilizes your body so you don't tip forward. Even your back muscles contribute by keeping you upright. That's why this single exercise has such a big impact on daily life. It teaches your body to move as a unit, the way it needs to when you're carrying laundry, lifting a box, or standing up while holding something in your hands. One reason this exercise matters so much after 60 is that it builds power, not just strength. Power is your ability to move with control and speed when needed. If you start to lose your balance and you don't have several seconds to think about it, your body has to react instantly. Modified chair squats train that reaction in a safe way. Standing up smoothly and with intention helps your legs learn how to generate force when it counts. Over time, this translates to better balance, fewer stumbles, and more confidence. Another major benefit is joint comfort. Many older Americans avoid lower body exercises because they worry about knee pain. When done correctly, modified squats to a chair often reduce knee discomfort instead of worsening it. The key is proper movement. By pushing your hips back first, you shift the workload away from the knees and into the stronger muscles of the hips and thighs. This protects the joints while still strengthening the muscles that support them. Many people are surprised to find that after a few weeks, their knees actually feel more stable during daily activities. There's also a mental shift that happens with this exercise. Being able to stand up without using your hands changes how you see yourself. It restores a sense of capability. That confidence carries into other parts of life. People walk taller. They move more freely around the house. They stop avoiding chairs without armrests. This mental confidence is just as important as physical strength, because fear of falling often limits movement more than weakness itself. Progression with this exercise is simple and empowering. You might start with just 5 or 6 repetitions, using a chair that's about knee height. As you get stronger, you work up to 10, then 15. Eventually, you may use a slightly lower chair or couch, which increases the challenge without making things unsafe. Some people choose to hold light dumbbells or a grocery bag once the movement feels solid, mimicking real-life situations. These small progressions tell your body it still needs to adapt, even after decades of use. What's especially encouraging is how quickly people notice changes. Within a few weeks, many seniors report that standing up feels smoother and less tiring. Stairs feel more manageable. Getting out of a car is easier. These improvements don't require long workouts or special equipment. Just a chair, a few minutes, and consistent practice. This exercise also helps protect the future. The ability to stand up independently is strongly linked to long-term independence. When people lose this skill, they often need more assistance at home or start relying on mobility aids. Modified chair squats help delay or prevent that decline by strengthening the exact movement that keeps you self-sufficient. For Americans over 60 who want to stay in their own homes, move with confidence, and avoid unnecessary limitations, this exercise is not optional, it's essential. It's not about pushing harder or doing more. It's about training the movements that matter most. When you can sit down and stand up with ease, you protect your independence in ways no long walk ever could. For many Americans over 60, the biggest concern isn't just strength or flexibility. It's staying steady, sharp, and confident in everyday life. This is where the bird dog hold stands out as something truly different. Unlike exercises that focus on only one area of the body, the bird dog trains your body and mind to work together. It's simple, requires no equipment, and can be done right at home on a carpet or exercise mat. Yet its impact reaches far beyond what most people expect. The bird dog begins on your hands and knees, a position that already feels safer for many older adults than standing exercises. From there, you slowly extend one arm forward and the opposite leg back, then hold. This gentle-looking movement forces your body to stay balanced while keeping your spine steady. In everyday terms, it trains the same coordination you use when walking, reaching into a cabinet, carrying groceries, or turning to look behind you. These are movements people rely on every day without thinking, until they suddenly become difficult. What makes the bird dog especially valuable after 60 is how it strengthens the center of the body. A strong core isn't about having visible muscles. It's about stability. When your core is weak, your back takes on too much stress. Balance suffers, and simple tasks feel risky. Holding the bird dog position teaches your body to stay controlled and steady, which helps protect your lower back and improves confidence when moving around the house or outside. Balance is another major benefit. Many falls don't happen because people are weak, but because their bodies don't react quickly enough when something unexpected occurs. The bird dog challenges balance in a calm, controlled way. Over time, this helps your body respond better if you stumble, step on an uneven surface, or reach awkwardly. Even holding the position for just 5 to 10 seconds per side sends a strong message to your body to stay alert and coordinated. There's also an important mental component. While holding the bird dog, your brain has to focus on posture, balance, and breathing at the same time. This kind of focus helps keep the mind engaged and sharp. Many older adults notice they feel more aware of their movements during the day, which reduces hesitation and fear. When your mind trusts your body, you move more naturally and with less tension. Progressing the bird dog is simple and safe. You might start with short holds of a few seconds. As you feel steadier, you extend the hold time or add small controlled movements while keeping your balance. Some people even practice slow breathing during the hold, which helps relax the body and prevents holding the breath. These small changes keep the exercise effective without making it intimidating. What's most encouraging is that this exercise meets people where they are. You don't need to be athletic or flexible to begin. Many Americans over 60 find it becomes one of their favorite movements because it makes them feel capable again. It reminds the body how to stay strong, steady, and connected. In daily life, the benefits show up quietly but clearly. Less back discomfort, better balance, smoother movement, and more confidence. The bird dog isn't flashy, but it addresses the core issues of aging in a way few exercises do. For those who want to protect both body and independence, it's one of the smartest movements to make part of a regular routine. If there's one message to take away from everything you've just learned, it's this. Staying strong after 60 isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. You don't need long workouts, fancy equipment, or perfect form. What you need is a simple system that fits into real life and works with your body instead of fighting it. That's what makes this approach so powerful and realistic for older Americans. First, let go of the idea that exercise has to be exhausting to be effective. Many people were raised believing that if you're not sweating heavily or feeling sore, it doesn't count. After 60, that mindset can actually work against you. Your body responds better to steady, focused movements done consistently. 20 to 25 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week, is enough to make real changes. That's less time than many people spend watching one TV show, yet the payoff is far greater. The best advice is to build your routine around daily life, not around motivation. Motivation comes and goes, especially when energy levels change. Instead of saying, "I'll exercise when I feel like it," tie your movements to habits you already have. Do wall push-ups after brushing your teeth. Do chair squats before sitting down to watch the news. Do bird dog holds on the floor while the coffee is brewing. When exercise becomes part of what you already do, consistency stops being a struggle. Another key point is to start smaller than you think you should. This sounds counterintuitive, but it builds trust with your body. If you begin with fewer repetitions and shorter holds, your muscles and joints adapt without flaring up soreness or pain. Within a week or two, you'll likely notice that movements feel easier. That's the moment to gently increase the challenge. This gradual progression is what keeps people improving without burning out or getting injured. Pay attention to how your body feels during everyday tasks, not just during exercise. Are stairs easier? Do you stand up from a chair without pushing off your arms? Do you feel steadier when reaching or turning? These are the real markers of success. Strength after 60 isn't about how much weight you lift. It's about how confidently you move through your day. When you notice these changes, it reinforces that what you're doing is working, which builds confidence and commitment. It's also important to drop the fear of being too old to start. This belief stops more progress than any physical limitation. The body's ability to adapt does not disappear with age. It simply requires the right kind of challenge. Even small improvements add up quickly. 5 extra seconds holding a balance position. 2 more repetitions standing from a chair. These are victories, and they matter. Finally, remember that walking still has a place, but it's no longer the whole plan. Use walking for enjoyment, fresh air, and circulation. Use targeted exercises to protect strength, balance, and independence. When you combine the two, you get the best of both worlds. If you're wondering when to start, the answer is simple. Today, not next week, not when you feel more ready. Start with one movement. Do it well. Do it regularly. Your future self, the one who wants to keep walking strong, living independently, and moving without fear, will thank you for taking that first step now.